the end user are also present, so we have a quorum. But please, Secretary, can you just certify if we have a quorum before we start?
Good morning, everyone. With the majority of the sorry. Hello, good morning, everyone. With the majority of the BAC Bravo members present po, we have a quorum to the chair. Thank you.
Okay, with that certification, we can start the meeting. Attorney Frank, can you please actively participate? We might get called from time to time. Thank you, Frank.
Will do, sir.
Despite the whatever happened last night, Attorney Frank, I know you can carry on with the official functions of our office. So don't worry about it. Time heals all wounds. So carry on. Thank you, Attorney Frank. Let's start with the agenda item number 1. Wala kami marinig. Baka pinagtichismisan nyo na kami, ha?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chair, and good morning, everyone. So we will proceed with the first item for today's agenda. This is the pre-bidding conference for the project.
The project entitled Procurement of Workstation of AMHS at Philippine ATM Center and Remote Sites and CMS of Radar Sites with bid number 23-056-11 Bravo with an ABC of 4,994,600.
This will be presented by the end user, the Air Navigation Service representative. And for this project, Mr. Chair, we have one prospective bidder. May we request, Mr. Chair, for our online bidder to be admitted in our meeting room. Secretariat, please.
To our prospective bidder, please, for the record purposes, please identify yourself, the name and the company that you represent before we start the pre-bid conference. Sir George Perez, for the record po.
Yes po, sir.
Please state your name and the company that you represent for records purposes po, sir.
Okay po. Chat ko na lang po sa comment section po.
Okay, sir.
ANS, please. We can proceed with the presentation.
Okay, sir. Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. And to our prospective bidders, welcome to the pre-bid conference for the project Procurement of Workstations for AMHS at Philippine ATM Center and Remote Sites and RCMS of Radar Sites. Bid number 23-16-06, November 1, 2023, 9:30 a.m. via web conferencing back meeting conference room. For the outline, we have invitation to bid, instruction to bidders with corresponding BDS, general conditions of the contract with corresponding SEC, schedule of requirements, technical specifications, checklist, and discussion for clarification. Again, here's the invitation to bid for the procurement of workstation for AMHS at Philippine ATM Center and Remote Sites. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, through the CAAP Corporate Operating Budget for fiscal year 2023, intends to apply the sum of 4,994,600 pesos, being the ABC to payments under the contract bid number 23-016. Bids received in the excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at the bid opening. The CAAP now invites for the above procurement. Delivery of goods is required within 30 calendar days. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary pass-fail criterion as specified in the 2016 revised implementing rules of the Republic Act number 9184. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens, proprietorship, partnership, or organization with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stocks belong to the citizens of the Philippines and to citizens or organization of a country, the laws or regulation of which grant similar rights or privileges to Filipino citizens pursuant to RA number 5183. Prospective bidders may obtain the form from CAAP and inspect the bidding documents at the address given during 8 to 5 p.m. at back office CAAP Nia Road, Pasay City. Complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on until the deadline of submission of bids from the given address and websites below, and on upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by GPBB in the amount of 5,600 with 12% VAT inclusive. The CAAP allows the bidders to present its proof of payment for the fees presenting the official receipt. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the website of the Philippine government, PhilJeps, and the website of CAAP, provided the bidders may be paid the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of their bids. Bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the office given on or before December 13, 9:30 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accomplished by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms in the amount stated in the ITV clause number 14. Bid opening shall be on December 13. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines reserves the right to reject any and all bids declared a failure of bidding or not award the contract at any time prior to contract awards in accordance with Section 35.6 and 41 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidders or bidders. For further information, please refer to Mr. Gary M. Jati, the head of the BAC Secretariat, Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, Nia Road, Pasay City, Metro Manila. Telephone numbers 7944-2358 and website www.bac@cap.gov.ph. You may visit the following websites for downloading of bidding documents: https philjeps.gov.ph and www.cap.gov.ph. For the instruction to bidders with the corresponding BTS, scope of bids, the procuring entity CAAP reaches to receive the bid for the procurement of workstation for AMHS, a Philippine ATM center and remote sites, and RCMS at trader sites with identification bid number 23-16. The procurement project referred herein is composed of 4 items of various quantities, the details of which are described in Section 7 of the technical specification. For funding information, the GOP through the source of funding is indicated below for fiscal year 2023 in the amount of 4,944,600. The source of funding is the corporate operating budget. For the eligible bidders, pursuant to Section 23.13 and of the 2016 revised IRR of the 9184, for this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be procurement of workstation and or computers and computer hardware, completed within 5 years prior to deadline of submission and receipts of bid. For the previous conference, shown here is the format for the origination and the tabbing. For the bid prices, item 12 The prices of the goods shall be quoted DDP, CAAP, via Road Pasay City, or the applicable international commercial terms into terms for this project. For the bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. The amount of not less than 64,446, which is equivalent to 2% of the ABC. And B, the amount of not less than 161,115 pesos, which is equivalent to 5% of the ABC. For the sealing and marking of bids, each page thereof shall be initialed by the duly authorized representatives of the bidders. Submitted eligibility, technical, and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs, ear tabs, and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form of page 3 of 100 as an example. Pagination shall be sequential all throughout the documents inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be automatically disqualified. Each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second component of its bid. Per CAAP Memorandum dated 17 September 2018, disqualification of prospective bidders with the pending case against the government in the procurement activities of CAAP. All prospective shall be required to submit the following. Number 1, certification under oath attesting that they have no pending cases against the government, in addition to the eligibility requirement for bidders as prescribed under the revised implementing rules of the RA 9184, and legal clearance to be issued by CAAP Enforcement Legal Services with respect to the non-pendency of any cases of prospective bidders against the authority. For the post qualification within a non-extendable period of 5 calendar days from the receipt of the bidders of the notice from the BAC that it submitted the lowest calculated bid and the signing contract. The documents required in section 37.2 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 shall form part of the contract. Additional contract documents are indicated in the BDS. For the general conditions of the contract with corresponding SEC, for the inspection and test, the inspection and tests that will be conducted shall be include but not limited to physical inspection, inventory, or whatever additional tests that the technical inspection team may require. For the warranty, in order to assure that manufacturing defects shall be corrected by the supplier, a warranty that shall be required from the supplier as provided in the section 62.1 of the 2016 revised RRR for RA 9184. For the scheduled requirement, shown here is the scheduled requirement. We have 20 units for Thales radar sites, 40 units of CADAS ATMC workstation, 2 units of A3 Wi-Fi all-in-one tank printers, 40 units of all-in-one tank printer with automatic document feeder. All should be delivered within 30 calendar days. And for the technical specification shown here are the technical specification of the workstations. It should be for the 20 units RCMS radar sites, tower PC, CPU of minimum of i5, 1 terabyte hard disk drive, GeForce video card, and so on. For the printers, should be able to print and scan with the fax capability, compact integrated tank designs, and so on. For the checklist, for the legal documents, valid field jobs registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages in accordance with the section 8.5.2 of the IRR. And for the technical documents, Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in section 23.4.1.3 and the 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR. Original copy of the bid security, if in the form of security bond, submit also a certification issued by Insurance Commission or original copy of the notarized bid securing declaration and conformity with the technical specification, which may include production, delivery, schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales if applicable. Original signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer and sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder, and legal clearance to be issued by CAAP ELS with respect to the non-pendency of any case prospective bidders against the authority. Certification under oath attesting that they have no pending against the government, in addition to the eligibility requirements for bidders as prescribed under the revised implementing rules of the RA 9184, and a copy of the bids bulletin if applicable, and the manufacturer's data sheet of all items. For the financial document, the prospective bidders computation of the net contracting capacity, and for Class B documents, if applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement, GBA, in case of the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter and abide by the provisions of the GBA in the instance that the bid is successful. For the financial component envelope, the original and duly signed and accomplished financial bid forms, and original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule. Other documentary requirements under RA 9184 as applicable for foreign bidders claiming by reasons and of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos, and certification from DTI if the bidders claims preference as a domestic bidders or any domestic entity. If there will be no more question on the presentation, we are now opening for discussion and clarification for the procurement of workstation for AMHS at Philippine ATM Center and remote sites.
To our prospective bidder, we are now opening the floor for questions, clarifications, should you have any. Mr. Mark Santos, you're recognized. Mr. Mike Santos, Mark, your question, please.
Sir Mark Santos, you may now ask your question. So the question of Mr. Mark Santos is, how likely are you to recommend a Windows PC to others? Ano, wala.
Yes. Mr. Mark Santos, you're now recognized. Any other questions from other
Other
bidders?
bidders?
Mr. George Perez, please. Go ahead.
Ay, hello po sir. Tanong ko lang po about sa legal clearance. Kasi po, may pinapunta po kami dyan. Bale, ano po, makukuha na po ba ngayon yung mismong certificate ng legal clearance po or by Monday pa po?
When did you file your ELS clearance, sir? Request for
Ngayon,
ELS?
ngayon pa lang po.
Ngayon
Bale,
pa.
nandun po yung isa namin ano po.
If the signatory is available, sir, you can get it immediately. Pero I think, sir, kung wala naman po, baka Monday pa po makukuha. Pero
Monday.
if the signatory is available, then you can get immediately the legal clearance.
And another question sir about sa legal clearance. Pwede po ba yung isang legal clearance gagamitin lang sa dalawang project or kailangan separate po yung legal clearance para sa both project po ng CAAP?
Sir, it can be used for both projects. One legal clearance for as long as it is still valid. May validity period naman po yung legal clearance. So, you can use that legal clearance for both projects.
Okay po. Sige po. Thank you po.
But kindly double check, sir, the legal clearance because if it specifically indicates the name of the project, then you can only use that legal clearance for that project. But if the legal clearance provided is has no specific project indicated, then you can use that in other projects. Just double check the legal clearance, sir, George.
Noted po. Bali po ang ginawa ko sir, so kasi po both project po, meron pong project kahapon na binid din po sa Rocket Laptop. Bali po dalawa na po yung pinakuha ko para sure po kasi baka po kasi ilagay po nila yung unang sinabi mo na ilagay yung project name po.
Yes po, sir. That is why, sir, you have to double check the legal clearance if indicated ba yung project or not. Kasi kung hindi po naka-indicate yung project, pwede po natin siyang gamitin sa other project for as long as it is valid. Pero kung indicated po yung project dun sa legal clearance na yon, then you can only use that legal clearance for that specific project.
Okay,
Clear po, sir.
noted sir.
Thank you, sir. I think we now have Mr. Mark Santos from XCC. Mr. Mark?
Sir, the question of Mark Santos has been put in the chat box. Sir, basahin ko na lang po. Pwede po mag-offer ng other unit, naka-brand specific po yung technical specifications for item 1 and item 2.
For this, may we request the end user to reply to the query of Mr. Mark Santos? Sir June Gagtan, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, pwede naman, sir, as long as it's a branded computer or equivalent to the specification specified in our program of work.
I hope that answers your question, Sir Mark Santos. Any other questions from other bidders?
Sir, another question po.
Go ahead, Sir George.
Sa paginated po, pwede po ba doon handwritten or kailangan printed po? Yung sa
Handwritten,
page by page po.
handwritten is acceptable naman, Sir George, for as long as readable naman po siya. So, wala pong problem.
Tapos, required po ba magpasa din ng soft copy like hard drive? Ganyan.
Soft copy of your submitted bid documents?
Opo, na electronics po, yung ilalagay po sa CD or hard drive po. Kailangan po kasama na po ba dun sa mismong envelope po?
I think for this project, we are not requiring bidders to submit soft copy of its bid submission, but kung makakapag-submit po kayo, wala naman pong problema, we can accept that one together with the hard copy.
Okay po.
Anything more? So, kung wala na po, just to remind our prospective bidders that you can still submit your written questions, clarifications, 10 calendar days before the opening of bids. And you can just submit it to our BAC secretariat through email, or you can send it personally. I mean, have it received personally dito sa back office po namin.
Sir, pahabol po.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Sa, bid documents po, sir. Diyan po ba mismo magbabayad or pwede bank transfer po lang?
Sir, I think dito po magbabayad kasi i-issuehan pa po kayo ng um, or parang order of payment, and then we have a cashier here na, and then after that you have to show the receipt pa doon sa back secretariat po namin.
Okay. Sige po, sir. Thank you po.
You're welcome po. Meron pa po ba? So, kung wala na po, we can now close this item, and we are looking forward to your submissions during the deadline of submission of bids and opening of bids. So thank you to XCC, Mark Santos, and Mr. George Perez for participating today's pre-bid conference. Maraming salamat po. You are now excused and you may now leave the meeting room. Mr. Chair, we